welcome to tonight's second part of the assembling the Spire Tyrants warband video for ASMR. Next we will be assembling the Pit Champion and the Headclaimer. So the Pit Champion is the leader of the warband. Obviously an individual who has risen through the ranks through strength at arms. To lord it over his cultist followers, seeking glory in the Varan Spire's pits, that the eye of Archaon might turn upon him. The cultists for Warcry introduced a new level of interest to Slaves to Darkness in Warhammer Age of Sigmar. They each venerate the gods of chaos in a particularly unique way. Oh, actually, now I come to think of it, the Spire Tyrants, probably the most generic of all the cultists. If you've seen the other models in the range, you'll know what I mean. Part 45, left leg, and standing rock. Okay, I think that's ready to glue on. Now we need to glue parts 46 and 47. They're so small I can't make out what they are in the instruction manual. Let's hope it makes more sense when we find them on the sprue. So 46 is the right hand. And 47 is a piece of chainmail. Not quite sure what I'm supposed to do with that. Attach it to the hand by the look of things. Spire Tyrant Pit Champion. Is wielding a sword and Morning Star in battle. That glue. Now we'll move on to putting the main model onto its base. Time to pop the head of the sprue. The head has a top knot, classic style of Chaos Warriors and Chaos Space Marines. That was established by the Abaddon model in the mid-1990s, maybe a bit later. Let's see. Top knot on his head. Let's leave that to dry for a moment. Now, I don't think I'll be assembling all of the models in this warband for this series of videos, but I'll try and do a substantial amount. There's some variants on the final pages of the instruction manual. I'll be sticking with shields for my pit veterans, and I'll be giving my pit fighter a punch dagger. And then there's a second pit fighter who comes with a net. Also have a painting guide on the back of the booklet, so I'll let you know how to paint the models in the style that the Warhammer studio recommends. Although of course you can paint models any colour you wish. Slaves to Darkness tend to look quite good in black and red. Okay, hopefully those parts will have dried somewhat, so we can do a little more assembly. The Morning Star. And there's the head. With that, the model is complete. Let's move on to the Headclaimer. Part 40. As always, cleaning the mold lines of the model, as well as any residual areas where sprue connectors may remain. This batch of models has actually been quite good for mold lines. The previous warband I built, the Scions of the Flame, had quite extreme mold lines on them for modern Games Workshop products, which are generally pretty good. I think that'll do. That's done. Now we need the model's two-handed axe, brutal weapon, with a bloody big haft and blade. This is a tight fit. I have to bend it slightly. There we go. It's secured. Just remains to put the head on, which is part 42. There it is. See the head there. It's basically wearing a helmet with two eye slits and some banding. Don't think it needs much of a clean. Oops. Okay. And with that, the model is ready for its base. Which is a 32mm base. Bases come in this kit in 3 different sizes. And we'll be using the largest base. just let them dry. Take another look at the pit champion. Now he's glued to his base. It's quite a dynamic stance on the model. Always looks good when a model is supplied with some scenic base elements. And we have the Headclaimer. Well, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and join me in part 3. As always, likes, comments and subscribes are gratefully received. See you in part 3.